Good morning, my dear children. I hope you all are fit and fine. So children, we have come to the end of our syllabus and we have all completed the chapters that are going to come for your exam, and the chapters are lesson 1, 2 and 3. These 3 chapters are going to come for your exam, that is PT1 exam. And tomorrow there will be a chapter test of lesson 3 and the name of the lesson is math. The link will be shared and plus the time will be also given to you all. Okay children, these are the few information I would like to share. Now before I start the revision with lesson 1, 2 and 3, first of all the most important thing I would like to say that children, when you submit your answer script, that is the PT1 exam sheet, you have to write your name in each and every single page. Name, class, roll number, section, in details you have to write, and you have to make it in PDF form and you are going to send to the teacher. Okay, that means to me you have to send, and it is mandatory that you have to submit it in a PDF form. Okay children, this is the most important information about your exam. So now let us start with the topic, that is revision lesson 1, and please for that you open your textbook, that is lesson 1, what is history. So what is history? For that you have to read the lesson, and I hope so you all are reading the lesson, and here I have the summary of the lesson. So let us start with the summary of the lesson. History is a study of the past. What is history? History is the study of the past. The word past refers to the time that has gone by. The word past refers to the time that has gone by. Next come a timeline. What is a timeline? A timeline is a drawing that shows the order of events that took place in the past. That means in a systematic way we have to arrange. Then comes, we need objects, materials, buildings and written stories to study past. Then comes, these are called sources of history. As we have learned that what are the sources of history, there are 3 sources of history, that is the oral sources, the written sources and archaeological sources. Okay children, in oral sources we will have the example like stories, songs, poem and that people remembered. Then come written sources, letters, books, plays and travel stories written in the past. Then come archaeological sources, famous buildings, tools, clothes, jewelries and other such material. Okay, these are the 3 sources of history. Now comes the need to study history. Why it is important to study history? So why it is important to study? To understand the story of the people in different situations, how they deal and how they settle the matters. To know why event happened in the past, what was the reason that event took place. Then comes to help us understand the changes in the world, because how now earlier there were ancient people, then early humans. Do you find early humans now? No. Earlier they used to call as hunter-gatherers. They moved from one place to place in search of food. But today it is totally different. How these changes have taken place, we can know about it. To help us become a better citizen also. And if we learn about the history, we can become a better citizen also, because we are going to collect information about our forefathers. Then comes ways of learning about family history. So one should also know about their own family history. And how can you get the note about your family history? By oral sources such as stories that or your family member have told to you all. You can collect information, or by written sources we can read letters, diaries from our family members. Then comes, we need to look old photographs also. If you have old photographs, you can collect information about your family. Next comes our archaeologist and historian. Who are they? First of all, we'll start with archaeologist. An archaeologist studies building, painting, clothes and other objects used by the people in the past. You should remember that an archaeologist studies building, painting, clothes and other objects used by the people in the past. And what does the historian do? Historian studies the meaning of the text in the book and other documents written in the past. And main work of an archaeologist is to excavate, to find out the remains of the past. Okay children, and the historian, they write notes or they collect information. Clear? Then comes, these are the things, and you have to learn the new words also, like event is there, archaeological is there, diseases, journalist, then architect and excavate. Then comes monuments and museum. What are monuments and museum? For monuments, you have to know the definition of monuments. That is, what is a monument? A monument is a structure or a building that built to remember an important event or a person. So this is the definition of a monument. Then how many types of monument are there? You should remember there are two types of monument, that is old and new. Then comes about the museum. What is a museum? A museum is a place where different kinds of old and interesting objects are displayed. So example, coins, weapons, tools, painting, utensils and toys. These are the important things you have to learn from museum. That means what is museum. Now the main thing is that we should preserve our monuments and museums. How can we do that? There are few guidelines you should follow to take care of your monuments and building. Do not touch things that are displayed in museum. They may get damaged. Do not write on the walls of monuments. This damages them and make them look ugly. You should not write on the walls of the monument. It looks ugly. Do not throw wrapper or bottle around. Keep this place clean. That means we should throw the waste materials on the dustbin only. We should not scatter it here and there. And these are all our heritage, and we have to preserve it for our next generation. Then comes, you can see the meanings, word meanings or the new words in page number 15, that is structure, dolmen, burial, then victory, pillar, farmans, discover, preserve, capture, pollution, minaret, sundial. These are the new words you have done in your copy. Now comes the last lesson, that is lesson 3, maps, and it can be a one type of revision also, because tomorrow you are having your exam. So in page number 17 there is a question. What do we call a picture that shows us where a place is? It is number A, a map. Then comes, you have to know the meaning of map. What is a map? A map is a drawing of a place on a flat surface as seen from the position above the place. This is the definition of map. Then comes symbol. What is a symbol? The sign and the signs used on a map are called symbols. The different signs you can see on a map are called symbols. Then come the key or the legend. What are the key or the legend? The symbols, colors and what they show is explained in the key or legend. In the map you can see there is a place for legend, and there are given all the details, what colors are there, then symbols are used that can show, it is explained clearly about that particular topic. Then comes next page number 21, that is direction. You have to know how many directions are there. There are 4 main directions, that is north, south, east and west. Then you have to learn about the compass. What is a compass? A compass is an instrument used to show the 4 directions. Then comes the landmark. And what is a landmark? A landmark is a building or object that is easy to locate from a distance. It helps people know where they are. So landmark, it can be a building or a natural object that is easy to locate from a distance. You can, if it's given the correct landmark, you can easily find your destination. Then comes next page number 22, one important thing is that measurement help us to mark the correct position of the thing on a map. The question may come, what helps to mark the correct position of things on a map? It should be measurement. Measurement helps to mark the correct position of thing on a map. Then come page number 23 about the scale. Why do we use scale? Because it is not easy for us to show the actual size or the actual place on a map, so we use the scale. Then come zoom in, means make the object look larger, and zoom out means making the object look smaller. Okay, then nowadays we all know that in mobile also we have the map and we can see the places more clearly. Then comes the new word, that is page number 25, and the new words are view, route, then state and neighborhood. These are the things we have discussed in our class, today's class. And children, I would like to wind up my class here saying that please read the textbook thoroughly and including the workbook also. Both are important, and as you have already attempt for the IMAX question paper in class 2, you know the pattern. So please be thorough with your textbook and workbook so that all can score good marks. Okay, thank you children, and I like to wind up my class here. Thank you and take care.